It's time to talk money, and as cost of living measures continue to squeeze people's bank accounts, how can people grow their confidence and their wealth, of course? For more, I'm joined by Andrew Woodward from The Investor's Way, who follows his three-pillar framework. It's good to see you, my friend. In these uncertain times, Andrew, many people are feeling they should bunker down to add value to cash, but your advice is different. Take us through.
Well, thanks for having me again, Mike. And yeah, it is not the time to bunker down. Time is our most precious asset. And so to get the eighth wonder of the world working for us, which is compounding, we need to be proactive. And it's basically reminding me of that quote from Warren Buffett, that is to be fearful when others are being greedy and to be greedy when others are being fearful. So now is not the time to be sitting on the fence.
Okay, so if we take Warren Buffett's advice and be greedy during these times, and by greedy, of course, he means being proactive, right? What segments of investing do you feel people need to be greedy and proactive towards?
Well, property in Australia is probably off the market for a lot of people at the moment, and it's probably similar around the world because of the rising interest rates, which has made serviceability really difficult. So rather than be paralysed and do nothing, I highly recommend people consider the share market. And I work with a lot of people who are intimidated by the share market, but with the right selection criteria, you can have great results and have a long-term benefit to your wealth by investing consistently in the stock market.
Andrew, you mentioned having the right criteria. What exactly is the criteria that you apply to the share market for those out there who are looking to get involved, or perhaps those who are in it but want to change it up a bit?
Yeah, Mike, I've got 7 criteria, and obviously we don't have time to go through all 7 today. And these criteria have been based on the teachings of Warren Buffett, and so they're very much about value and profitable businesses. And so let me go through 3 for your viewers. The first one is we look over the last few years and make sure that the company has rising profits. So that shows that they're growing. The second one is we want their interest cover ratio to be above 3. And that basically just says that their profits are 3 times the size of their interest bill. So that means that they're less susceptible to interest rate rises. And the third one is we want to see rising dividends. So again, we look over the last few years and make sure that they're increasing their dividends each year. And that just gives us a bit of a snapshot of a company that's going to be growing over time.
Very well said by you, and of course I look forward to unpacking, hopefully down the track, more of those pillars, or the criteria. One of the reasons you're a big stock fan is due to the returns that they can produce, but you have another reason why you believe stocks should be part of someone's investment mix. Take us through a little bit more about it, Andrew.
Yeah, look, I am a massive fan of the returns that stocks can provide, but ultimately the main reason that I like stocks is liquidity. So as you're probably aware, as we get older, we want to live off our assets, and sometimes we might need access to cash. And one of the benefits of stocks is that they can be converted to cash in a matter of days compared to, say, property where it can take months. And so aside from just the great returns, you've got that flexibility in their liquidity, which means you can access that cash if you need it in your retiring years.
Fantastic. So what would be your final piece of advice for our viewers who have had their eyes opened, hopefully today, by our discussion as to what stocks can offer them? Andrew, take us through.
Yeah, look, the main thing is that you've got to get financially educated. So you don't need a financial advisor or planner who probably doesn't care as much about your money as you do. So go and get that financial education and learn how to select stocks or select properties and grow your wealth yourself. And for those people who want to unpack the other criteria, they can go to ptsmethod.com/blueprint, and I've got all 7 of those stock selection criteria for them right there.
Fantastic stuff. Andrew, thanks for joining me on the program, and of course highlighting we'll call it a start of the conversation so people can get involved and learn a bit more. But thank you again, as always.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks for having me.